Hello and welcome to the Brush Creator series. In this series, we're going to look at how to customize a brush, how to adjust certain properties, and to make the brush really your own and behave the way that you want it to behave. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by talking about how you save and store the brushes as you're working on them. Now, what I recommend doing is going into the context menu of the brushes panel and choose Copy Brush Preset to Favorites. You can copy a brush preset and then paste it into a different media type. So you could go into other wet media or into some of the dry media, these tools, by pasting it here, and it'll copy over a majority of the brush properties, not all of them, but the majority over into those other ones. So you can start from a template that you already like. We're going to choose Copy Brush Preset to Favorites. You can see I have bristle wide over here already. We're going to clear the canvas, and I want to make this brush a little different. And the reason we moved it over here is so that we don't copy over the one that is over here already created by Escape Motions. If you do that, you can go to the Help menu and refresh content and libraries and get the original ones back. But keep in mind that will restore everything beyond just a single brush that you've modified. So let's open the Brush Creator. You can click on the Brush Creator icon in the top right of the Brush Property panel. That's right here. Or you can go into Window, Brush Creator, or press keyboard shortcut F5. Now we have a couple buttons here. We have Reset Brush Changes, Save Changes as Default. These all have keyboard shortcuts. And Save as New Brush Preset. We're going to go ahead and do this so you can see what happens. This creates a numerically different brush. It has all the same properties that were here, and it adds a one number greater. Okay, so we have reset brush changes. So let's say we go to stroke. Let's reduce the size. And now we've got a tiny little brush, and let's change the size behavior. Let's bring this down so that when we start, it starts small, and as we push, it grows big. All right, so if we click Reset Brush Changes, this is going to go right back to where it was just a moment ago before we saved any of the changes. Let's make a change again here. And if we choose Save Changes as Default, this will basically make this a permanent change. And so now if we change the brush size again, if we choose Restore, it'll restore back to the last time that we clicked on Save Changes as default. Now if we choose Save as a new brush preset, it will do what it did over here on the other side. It'll make a numerically higher version of the same brush, bristle wide 2. You can use keyboard shortcuts to trigger all of these different ones. It's 6, 7, 8, and 9 are the first 4 brushes inside of the favorites. I use this all the time. All right, now in the brushes properties panel, so we have up here, let's go back to our bristle wide 2. We have this settings menu here, and you can choose save volumes and paint modes, and don't save volumes and paint modes. Now this will display in the icon itself. So if you choose just this top one, save volumes, size, opacity, and water into the brush preset, again, this depends on what type of tool we're using. So size, loading, and oiliness is what it will save in this version. So if we bring this down and we save changes as default, then when we revert, it's going to keep these saved in the default settings. Let's go ahead and change a couple different things and save as default. Now let's move these all around and restore it. You can restore also from right here in the brush properties panel. And again, it'll do that same thing. Now we have another option, save volumes and paint modes into brush presets. So let's say you always want this to be a blending brush. Let's go ahead and choose Save Volumes and Paint Modes. we're going to save changes as default. And now when we are using this, we will revert it. We'll go to a different brush. And when we come back, notice that we are in paint mode 1. When we come back to bristle wide 2, we're in blending mode. And again, this, if we change it and we restore, it goes back to blend. This is part of what it remembers. And if you choose don't save volumes and paint modes into the brush preset, then what happens is this will just carry over from brush to brush. So if we're here, we're in knife smooth, and this is in paint mode 1, and we go over here to bristle wide 2, it will stay in the same paint mode that we were just in. Let's take a quick look at the differences between texture brushes and bristle brushes. A texture brush is basically a stamp. Let's look at one of the brushes that is made specifically for the texture. This one is one of my favorite brushes. This is a metallic brush, and by metallic brushes made for metallics, you have to turn metallics on in the layers panel, but you can see this has got this beautiful texture over the top, and these work like stamps. So you can see grain here. If I adjust this brightness down, you can see, adjust the contrast, you can see we've got all of this beautiful grain and texture and fibers that go on top of this shape. So the shape and the grain, they work together. The paint is only going to go through the white sections. If you've got gray sections, then it will go through a little bit, like a semi-transparent paint that comes through. And then the grain is what affects that part that does go through. So let's restore this again, back to where we were. You can see we've got this beautiful texture. Let's go over to stroke, and we're going to adjust the spacing so you can get a good idea of what this is. A spacing of 100 will place this shape and grain pattern right next to each other without any gap. Now you can see that this shape is actually a square with a circle inside of it. Let's clear the layer. If we bring this lower to 50%, right about 50% is going to overlap 50%. And you can see that by this process, we are creating a brush. Now, bristle brushes, they are very different than this. These are each individual dots and strands that work like a real brush. A brush that you would use painting traditionally that has fibers or hairs in it. So now if we paint here, you'll see that every single fiber is unique. Let's bring the density down so you can see this, and we're going to turn off thick. You see every fiber works, every fiber pulls paint as well, which means if you're painting with multiple colors, you're going to have each strand pull a color, blend a color, and do a lot of those physical things that real paintbrushes do. Okay, let's turn on thick and turn off thin. You can see all these individual strands. These are rendered individually as well. We can combine thick and thin together. And let's bring up the impasto. See, we've got some thicker edges here, and increase the density. That's how full the amount of strands are in the brush. Bring the density down on thick. You can see we can get these really beautiful, very natural looking paint strokes. Let's add a little color over the top. We have beautiful color blending. Now the bristle brushes also have a shape This shape is very similar in function to the texture brush. It will restrict what comes out. So the black will keep the paint from coming through, and the white will allow it to come through. Sometimes you may see a bristle brush, and it'll look kind of like this. Notice that we get the full square because there are no longer any white parts. And again, we can reset it by clicking on the reset icon. Now there's a number of differences between texture brushes and bristle brushes besides the stamp creation of the brush and the pixel or strand rendering of each bristle. A few things to point out. Bristle brushes have the option of color noise per bristle. So if we make this really dramatic, you can see that we've got different colors, hue variation, saturation variation, lightness variation. When you turn them up high, they're very dramatic. When you keep them low, they're a lot more subtle. And you can also do color noise per stroke. So every single stroke is going to have a different saturation level. Or a different lightness level. Again, those are very dramatic versions, but you can get the idea for it. Texture brushes also have the option for dual brush and a few other things that we'll go into part by part in the next video. All right, thanks for watching, and until next time, stay creative.